to understand also savings, right? What about savings, right?
I
How?
think, Nikhil, by savings is in a way a step which is very much related to budgeting. If you do your
Sure.
step one right, which
Yeah.
is basically budgeting, I think the savings will automatically come over there. Let
Yeah.
me share a very simple slide which I have made,
Sure.
and I'm sure it will throw a lot of light on income versus expenses. And we have different people in the society who manage it in different ways.
Yeah.
The question is, how do you handle your finances? So I would say normal people handle their finances in such a way that income minus expense is equal to zero. I'm
Hmm.
talking about very normal people who may not have so many savings,
Hmm.
are absolutely living, hand to mouth. Income
Yeah.
is almost equal to expenses, which are they are not able to save. Few people, especially again coming back to Gen Z, which I notice is they absolutely have, unfortunately, no financial control. Their income minus expense actually turns out to be negative, which is
Yeah.
basically debt. Okay, and we'll speak about it, as our talk progresses, that how people have actually gone to credit card, which I believe is the most expensive loan, but that's the sad reality. And this is irrespective of income, Nikhil bhai. I see Gen Z
Hmm.
is earning 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs CTC, but still income is less than their expenses, or expenses more.
Yeah.
So I hope these people come under the financial control after seeing our session.
Yeah.
uh, some responsible people handle finances at least in a way that income minus expenses, they're able to do some budget, some savings. uh, some disciplined investors believe income minus savings is equal to expenses. So first of all, as I talked about the older generation, they always believed
Wow.
in saving first and then spending later. And I hope to meet more and more, or I hope to convert more and more smart intelligent people who are actually doing income minus investments is equal to expenses.
Yes.
We know why savings account is called as a savings account and not an investment account, because there is a difference between savings and investments. So the question over here is, how do you handle your finances? Are you into, the I hope you should not never be into, point number two, because then you are completely out of control. Even if you are in point number three, I think that's a good step to begin with.
Yes.
And then obviously going into point fourth and fifth is something which should be the ideal scenario.
Right. So how do we? It's a very interesting, Pratibha, you talk about the fourth and the fifth bullet point here is how to look at, when you mention income minus savings and income minus investments first, right? So a generation which is so used to living in the today, living for now, and so on, right? How do you convince them, or in other words, what is the rationale, right? What do we tell them? That actually treat savings like an expense and put that away. I mean, it's not technically an expense, but it becomes like an expense, so that you're parking in a way so that there's a disciplined way of doing it, right? So how do we convince that, or maybe just to expand on the last 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me give you a real life example, Nikhil bhai. How we actually discovered it before we made this presentation is, so when I got married, and me and my wife obviously both continued to work, and we were working at that time. And she was spending from her own account, I was spending from my own account. At the end of the month, in spite of earning a decent amount, we obviously thought, why is the money not being saved? Why are
Mm.
we always short of money, or why do we get tensed after the 20th of every month? At the time I was salaried, so we always used to feel, can the salary come on 28th instead of 30th? So we always used to feel like that.
Right.
So somehow then we said, let us do one thing. Instead of you spending from your account, I spending from my account, let us open a joint account. Let us open a joint account. So we opened a joint account in one of the banks. And what we did was, we linked my mobile number to that joint account, and my wife's email ID to the joint account. So whenever I used to swipe my card, I used to go to the ATM and withdraw something, I used to get an SMS.
Yeah.
My wife Niyati used to get an email. Okay,
Mm.
obviously, whenever you get the SMS in the email, it says 1,000 rupees withdrawn, the balance is blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay. So by around 50th or 20th, we used to notice that, oh boss, now we have a tricky situation, little bit tricky situation. Let us postpone at least the things which are not extremely necessary. Maybe instant gratification, maybe something which we can postpone to the next month by the time we earn our salary. Let us do that. So invariably, when we started this practice, yes, it was a little difficult for the first 2, 3, 4 months. But over a period of time, we realized that this is the budget which we need to kind of work upon. And as it is always said, we are children inside. Okay, so it is always said that, if you reward yourself for any right behavior which you do, you will keep repeating the behavior again and again. So what we used to do is, in some of the months, if there was a 2,000, 3,000, 5, and I'm talking about 2,000, 6, 7. So
Yeah.
if there is even a 5,000 rupees which was left, okay, on 30th, okay, what we used to do is we used to go out and buy possibly a microwave oven, which was necessary for the house. We used to buy some utility things. So that basically gave us a very positive reinforcement that you can manage this. Just open a separate account, put whatever expense you think on the first of every month if the salary is on 30th. And I'm sure it will be a little tough, but I think over a period of time that will really work to your advantage. So that is how we actually managed it. And I thought, let me share my own story with you.